Greetings everyone, Spartan here. Welcome to a discussion video. Something that I'm not used to doing, but I wanted to do this because this is actually a smaller project that I've been working on for quite some time. Uh, this is more of a video series discussing about draft league viabilities, but not in the way similar to how Under the Radar does with his draft league viability videos. This is more towards appreciation for underrated mods. uh, Pokemon that are not really are niche picks, but they have their niches that really benefits on various teams. And this pretty much this series is pretty much a way of trying to get that off the ground. Um, since Sword and Shield is around the corner, I want to start this off by going through some underrated megas. Mega Pokemon are unfortunately not going to be available in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Maybe in the future installment, but for the vanilla version of Sword and Shield, we're not going to have megas, which is fortunate because I really do like megas. I think they're better, in my opinion, better than uh, Z moves, and heck, even uh, Dynamax. But I'll put my judgment on the side for Dynamax when the game comes out. So I'm gonna put my judgment on the side for that. But I like I said, I don't like Z moves, but I really do like Megas. I always thought that there were some mods that I really think that would benefit being having a Z. I mean not a Z, a Mega, but we ended up getting a little like variants, regional variants like Alolands and Galarians. So I'm okay with that. So without further ado, let's get into 8 underrated Pokemon that I really think that in draft league format has their niches and has ways of shining through on a team. First up, I want is a mon that I like, and I know that Mar likes this mon as well, and that's Mega Odno. Mega Odno is very bulky. It has great defense stat. It gives a great defense stat boost in both defense and special defense, along with a little boost in special attack, making stat and also gains a fairy typing, thus having move like dazzling gleam, stab. So pros and cons about this one. Pros, uh, it's bulky. It's very bulky. It has a great typing of normal and fairy. I think that normal fairy is underratedly a really good typing, having an immunity to ghost and dragon, which are two types that I think that are pretty strong offensively in draft league, um, and have like other capabilities. It does have a weakness to still poison and steel, but it doesn't have the weakness of fighting. You take neutral damage against fighting type, which is good because regular Audino is normal type, and you don't want to get your regular Audino get pummeled by a close combat. So that's a plus thing. Another plus thing is that it has a very good move pool. It has a great coverage such as Fire Blast, Grass Knot, Ice Beam, Knockoff, has dual screens, Wish, uh, and whatnot, and Trick Room. So this mod has a lot of things that can make Mega Audino barely shine. But there are two drawbacks that I don't like about Mega Audino. One is that it has a tendency to not have to Mega Evolve. There are some draft leagues that it forces you to Mega Evolve first turn. That's the reason why Mega Audino kind of falls short. Um, and another reason of that is that, well, which it comes to the second reason, Mega Audino has in my opinion, a bad ability, Healer. Healer only works in double battles, and even then, add 30% of healing, an adjacent one, and unless you're doing a doubles draft league, I really don't think healer is going to be too beneficial. So that's why people tend to give regular odd no regenerator, um, giving it a nice pivot, still gaining some healing when you switch out, and then when you're ready to mega evolve to gain that extra bulk, you mega evolve and you get that extra bulk, but the sacrifice of losing regenerator. Um, with that in mind, I think that Mega Auto is a really cheap and a really, in my opinion, really great fairy type. If it's not in a first turn Mega um, draft league, if it's like one where you can Mega Evolve in time, I think that Mega Auto shines really well because of that. I say that if you want to use Mega Auto, I'd say pair it up with like a powerful Dragon type and a very bulky Steel type. I think of mons like I paired this up with Latios before. It worked relatively well, and I paired it up with, let's see, what was the Steel type that I had? Cobalion. Yeah. It was either Togedemaru and Cobalion, respectively. Um, it's if you have like an offense, well, Togedemaru isn't really that bulky, but Cobalion is, and getting the wish support from Mega Adno really helps it out. So there's that. Uh, Other options is like you can have like, let's say, Ferrothorn, Skarmory, or maybe like Doublade. Doublade, I think Doublade has a good pairing with Mega Adno because they both cover each other's weaknesses relatively well, and the fact that Mega Adno can just whisk past onto Doublade and keep it healthy. So there's that. Other than that, I really think Mega Adno is a really underrated Mega, and I would highly recommend you trying it out before the Sword and Shield starts. And just a friendly reminder: this isn't a like a top 8. This is just straight like 8 mons that I think are underrated. So there's no like which one's the worst, which one's the best. It's just straight up, just straight 8. Like 8 choices I've made. Another choice I go when I decided is Mega Camerupt. I think Mega Camerupt is a very, very, very underrated fire and ground type. It's like baby Primo Groudon, but very, very slow. Stat wise, it has great bulk, defenses, great special attack, pretty good attack, but it has very, very, very slow base speed of 20. So I don't know if you want to try to go for a max speed camera up in any sort of shape or form. You probably put some investment into it to outspeed some mons that are like around that same base speed. It has a great ability, Sheer Force. It makes moves that have secondary abilities 30% stronger, with the sacrificing of removing those added effects. So moves such as Earth Power, Fire Blast, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon, Iron Head, Overheat. I think no, not Overheat. Rock Slide. Moves like those gain an additional boost, and I honestly think that this mon is really good. Uh, Pre Mega, I say that I would recommend having Solid Rock of all the other 2 abilities, because you want to make sure that you stay healthy and able to Mega Evolve. Of course, the typing wise, it's quad weakness to water, so I say like pair this mon up with some like water immunity mons with like hydration. I mean, not hydration. Like storm drain or water absorb. One mon that comes to mind is Vaporeon. I think Vaporeon works really well with Mega Camera Up. Another one is I say Primarina in my opinion. I think that Primarina's overall bulk and also typing works really well. Combining it with Mega Camerupt, especially for like poison switch-ins and whatnot, and poison and steel type moves, and also electric type moves. So I think Primarina and Vaporeon are like two water types that comes to my mind that really work well with Mega Camerupt. Uh, what other mons? You could say let's see, what other water types that works well? Slowbro, Slowking, those two mons actually work well, especially with both of them having Trick Room, giving Mega Camera that nice little speed change, so it can able to go first, able to land like a powerful Earth Powers, a powerful Fire Blast. Heck, you can even run Eruption if you want to with the access to Trick Room. So those are good options to have with Mega Camera. Otherwise, I really think that this mon gets overlooked because of the just the low base speed and also the quad weakness to water, because water is very common in draft leagues. Next one, I think that um, the Blazing Squid believes that is an underrated mon, and I think so too, and that is Mega Houndoom. Mega Houndoom is pretty much a better Houndoom. If Houndoom had actually base 90 defense and not like what base was it base 50? Base 50? Yeah, base 50 defenses, and just have that have like the bulk that it gains as well. I would say that regular Houndoom would be good, but since it doesn't, it's okay. But Mega Houndoom otherwise is really good. Um, it has really strong moves in the special defense attacking departments such as Dark Pulse, Fire Blast, um, that moves like Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb. That's really good for hitting fairy types that it sometimes can struggle against. You got moves. That's pretty much it. No one used Must Slap. Anyways, it has because of that base 145 special attack. You'll be hitting a lot of your opponent really hard with it. It has that base 90s physical attack, so you can able to run like a naive or hasty one with access to Sucker Punch, which is really nice for Mega Houndoom. Uh, base speed is actually really good. I think base 115 is like a fairly really well high speed tier that you can have. The typing wise, Dark and Fire, it's immune to the psychic types. You've got some nice resistances. You are weak to you are neutral to like bug types, which of course people use U-turn a lot, and so it can get withered away from that. Solar Power is a really cool ability on Mega Houndoom because you gain an additional 50 like a bonus. It's like choice specs, but under the sun. But of course, it sacrifices your a little bit of your health in terms, so gotta be careful with that. Um, Pre-evolution wise, I would say Flash Fire most of the time. There's some neat ways that you could probably use Unnerve if you want, but I honestly think that excuse me, Flash Fire works really well with pre Mega, but you don't get the boost when you do Mega. So be mindful for that. Mons to pair up with this mon, I would say Sun users, specifically Ninetales and Torkoal, work really well with that. With that Mega Houndoom, I honestly say that like a nice little Wish Passer, a Psychic Wish Passer, like Latias, for example, would work well with it. Um, you can have a good nice grass type to go along with it to absorb any ground hits, such as like Tangrowth, for instance, or maybe even Whimsicott could able to benefit from it. So, honestly speaking, Mega Houndoom is a really good fire type, really good dark type. It has this unique niche, and it's very powerful on its own, even without Sun to provide it. It still hits hard. The next Mega that I have is a Mega Steelix. Honestly speaking, I think Mega Steelix is a little bit better than Mega Aggron if it had a better ability. Sandforce is pretty nice, but it's still um, a up for air ability in my opinion. You can keep it as pre-evolution wise. It'll mostly like run sturdy, just able to survive a hit and able to still lead set up stealth rocks. If you compare it stats wise with Steelix and Mega Aggron, Mega Steelix has base 230 uh, in defense and 95 in speed def with a nice 125 attack. As for Matt Aggron, he got base 140 in attack, 230 in defense, base 80 in speed def. Is a little bit faster than Mega Steelix, but the difference between those two is that Mega Aggron, physically wise, is a little bit stronger in physical attack, but wall wise, Steelix can do it just as good. Just it does not have the same niche that Mega Aggron has, and that is uh, filter that it has. Uh, Move wise, it has a pretty good move pool. Got like Aqua Tail, got Crunch, you run Dragon Tail, Earthquake, Explosion, some of the elemental things like Fire, Ice, and Thunder Fang. You got like Stone Edge, got Taunt, you got Gyro Ball, Heavy Slam. You got Roar as well. You can even run Bulldoze or Stomping Tantrum, especially Stomping Tantrum against like Tapu Bulu or grassy terrain users. I think is a really good curse user as well. Uh, Other than that, I like it. If you want to pair this mon up, well, I would say like pair it up with a good bulky fairy type. Couple that come up to mind are Tapu Fini, uh, Clefable, Sylveon, Florges. Florges works really well with Mega Steelix as well. I say those two pair up relatively well than the initial ones I mentioned. So other than that, that's pretty much about I have with Mega Steelix. I really like it. It has this really good niche, and really love its overall bulk and typing. Next up is everyone's known Mega, and that is Mega Ampharos, aka Fabio. It's a very unique typing of Electric Dragon. The second other Electric and Dragon type is Zekrom. So there's that. It which is a good offensive typing. Uh, as pretty good. It gains a lot of bulk. It gains a lot of bulk, and it gains a tremendous amount of special attack. It does lose a little bit of speed, but I believe that the extra bulk that it gains is not that bad of a trade. I say that I will say pair this mon up with Trick Room users, Wish users, maybe mons that can able to make an Ampharos dance if it can. You can uh, go for an agility set. You could go for like um, or just a full trick room set. It has like Volt Switch, Thunderbolt as well. Dragon Pulse becomes Stab, which is really good. Run also Outrage, surprisingly enough. It does. It has base 90, which is an base 95 attack, which is not that bad. It's good, but um, the space 165 special attack is it's so much better. So I would highly recommend going for like special attacking sets. Unless you have a matchup that physical Ampharos works super well and you want to use it, by all means go ahead and use it. For this mon, I would say pair this up with some levitate users. Um, I would say pair this up with good switch-ins such as I would say Whimsicott, um, or Serena. I would say Serena works relatively well because of Queenly Majesty. You don't want to Mega Ampharos die from priority, so you can be able to switch in and have a priority immune mon. Plus, you got Rapid Spin with it, so that's good for good support. You can also pair it up with Donphan, which is another spin support. I honestly think that spin support works a little bit better than like defog users. Monster had levitate, such as or just steel typing wise that has a good levitate ability, such as which one was the top of my head? I can't think of it. I know Skarmory is a good one, but it's already steel and flying. So if you want to pair it up with any steel type, I would say Skarmory or even Celesteela. Um, I think that Ferrothorn or Kartana works relatively well with its typing of grass and steel. Uh, Other than that, ability wise, pre-evolution static is always your go-to. Just in case. You could run a very unique set, which is a magnetic flux set with plus, because magnetic flux gives you a +1 in def and physical defense. So it's really good. In quote, really good, but it's very niche like. So just saying. Other than that, that's pretty much it about Mega Ampharos. It has, let's just say, I like the design. I think it's a really strong special attacker. I think it reminds me of Vikavolt. So that's like a mon that comes to mind when I think about Mega Ampharos uh, and having a great special attack stat. The next mon, I honestly believe that it has its niches, but it's in my opinion still bad. But I really think that it's still an underrated mon, and that is Mega Up on the Snow. Once again, another mon that's very slow but gains a lot of bulk. Um, Typing wise, Grass and Ice is a very fragile typing, but also a really good offensive typing. Because since Mega Bonzo has some pretty good grass moves, Energy Ball, um, Giga Drain, Wood Hammer, and then you got some ice moves such as Blizzard, uh, Ice Shard, and whatnot. It has some good coverage moves such as Focus Blast. You also have. Wait, it can learn Outrage? I didn't know that. Oh, Rock Slide. You got just Shadow Ball. It has some good physical moves as well. It even has Earthquake as well. So you got some nice niche typing. Uh, Ability wise, it still has no wording. If you want to use Soundproof pre Mega, you can. It has its niches on that. Especially if it's not first turn Mega, so you can still have Soundproof up on the snow just in case before Mega evolving. Mons that pairs up well with this, I would say. Honestly speaking, Mons that have Slush Rush or Veil, I would say Mons like. I would say Mew. Mew would be a good Pokemon that works well with it because Mew can learn any learnable move outside of the couple. And one of the moves that he can learn is Aurora Veil. If you pair this up with Mega Bomb Snow, you got a really nice little um, a psychic type that can able to tank a lot of the fire types, the rock types and ground types that it's weak against, and you could just absorb those hits, able to pull up an Aurora Veil, and you can send out like a Slush Rush user, such as like there's not a lot of really good Slush Rush users out there, is there? The two that come to my mind are Lone Sashlash and Beartick. Anyways, I still think that Bombazil is a really good bulky grass type. Uh, it's just that quad weakness of fire and fire types are really good typing overall in draft league. So you gotta be careful using Mega Bombazil if you're gonna use it. Moving on, we have one that I honestly believe that it's underrated because I don't always see it get drafted because I think it's really good, and that is Mega Heracross. Um, Mega Heracross has a freaking attack stat of 185. That's that's like that's Uber League Uber tier stat. Base 185 and great stab of fighting and bug. You got close combat. You got stab moves like Mega Horn, and with Skill Link you can run Pin Missile as well. It does have some moves that work with Skill Link, such as Bullet Seed and Rock Blast. You can even run Arm Thrust if you want, but that one's a very situational move in my opinion. I would still say that unless you're fighting against a sub user, uh, I would still say that I would say sub Arm Thrust would be better, but otherwise close combat just does a better job in breaking through teams. Um, Knockoff. You can also have Earthquake as well. Just a lot of pretty good offensive moves that makes Mega Heracross scary. The only downside is it's pretty slow. It's slower than Buzzwole, and Buzzwole is like base 79, and regular Heracross, which is base speed of 85. So you got to be careful with that. Um, since base 75 speed is like that middle row of either good speed tier or bad speed tier. Um, it could be used as a bulky set, because of the base 185 attack set that you have. You can run like a fully defensive or a fully special defensive Mega Heracross and let that work. Because I've seen if you've seen it's Gators WBE play run through of the he had Mega Heracross and he put in so much work with and his team. So I honestly say that pair this mon up with a good Psychic and Dark Core. I would say that Lone Persian comes into mind with like Z Parting Shot. Let's say you could also give it pair it up with Mandibuzz. You can also pair it up with Reuniclus. I think Reuniclus works really well with Mega Heracross, especially since that Reuniclus can run Trick Room, and Mega Heracross, in my opinion, works really well in Trick Room. So there's that to have in mind. This is also a mod that I say that has its niche, just like who was it? Mega Steelix and Mega Audino, where their initial forms can do work just as good as the Mega form in their abilities. And the ability I'm mainly talking about is Guts. I think that if you have Mega Heracross, I honestly think that Guts is the way to go because there will be mons that can just click Will-O-Wisp, and that tremendous base attack stat will be cut in half into like what let's say 3, let's say 31. If you're going at level 100, it's 406. Let's go with 50 because I'm used to that one. It's base 205 without any investment. Cut that in half. That's like 102, and that's not that great. So you got to keep that in mind because if you can not mega evolve, if you get burned before you mega evolve, I say stay in that pre-evolution. You're still faster than Mega Heracross, and you're able to bop through your opponent's team with a Guts boosted regular Heracross, just holding a Heracronite. Uh, the last Mega Pokemon I wanted to talk about is also one of the mons that, just like Mega Audino, just like Steelix, just like Mega Heracross, that the pre-evolution has, that their initial state has their niches, and this one's more of a must. And the mon I'm talking about is Mega Sharpedo. Mega Sharpedo's is a really strong mon, but it has that weird niche that it has to run Protect. I don't know why. Because, well, there is a reason why. Speed boost. Speed boost before Mega Evolving gives you nice +1 speed, and given that little bonus of speed makes Mega Sharpedo when he Mega Evolves really strong, really threatening Water and Dark type. Uh, if you want to pair this up, you can pair it up with I would say a bulky Psychic type, such as Mew or Reuniclus. I would also say pair it up with a Baton Pass user. I honestly believe that if there's anything that I believe that Mega Sharpedo needs when you pair this mon up, is that as a Wish Passer and Baton Pass. With Baton Pass, if you have like rules where you can able to pass anything but speed and give it like either an attack boost like from Sword Stance or Bulk Up, and you pass it on to Mega Sharpedo and into regular Sharpedo, Protect, gain a boost in speed, and you're looking at a mon that has base 140 attack that's now +1 in physical attack, and able to run through with its ability when it Mega Evolves, strong jaw, and that move boosts biting moves, and the moves that pretty much its staple that gains this boost is our Crunch, Ice Fang, and Psychic Fangs. I may be missing one, maybe Bite, but we don't talk about Bite. But Crunch is like pretty much a staple move for Mega Sharpedo. Psychic Fangs is a very coverable move in my coverageable move that I would say that's really good. Um, has some good coverages such as Poison Jab. Has good stab with liquidation. You can run special attack because its base special attack isn't that bad, but you want to abuse the strong jaw ability, in my opinion, and its base 140 attack. So running adamant is like a nice thing to go for, but you gotta be careful with this mon because this mon, even though it has base 78 defense, which isn't the best of the world, it's okay. It's still fragile. And even before Mega Evolving, regular Sharpedo has base 40 defense and special defense, and that's really fragile. One U-turn can just nuke regular Sharpedo if it doesn't have any HP investment. You gotta be mindful of that. Otherwise, Mega Sharpedo is, in my opinion, a very strong one. As long as it's in a league where it's not first turn Mega and baton passing is allowed, with passing bonus stats that isn't speed. But that's about it. That's all the megas, the 8 underappreciated megas I would say that are, they have their niches, they have their usages, It's just that there are just some of the other megas that shine a little bit better than these. There are like a couple that I was thinking about adding, but I didn't think that they were great. One of them was Mega Bennett. Even though it has a great physical attack stat, it just suffers from dark types, and dark types are really important in draft league. And if it gets walled by a dark type, it just struggles. It just straight up struggles. Another one I was thinking about is Mecha Glalie. That mon has some pretty good offensive stats, but its move pool is pretty barren to benefit from its refrigerator ability. So that one is a bit iffy about. Um, Mega Garchomp was one that I was thinking about adding, but then again, Mega Garchomp, I still think that it's really good. I don't think it's underrated. I think it's really good. People would say that Mega Aerodactyl would be an underrated Mega, but I honestly say no. I say no, and you know why. Anyways, that's about it. That's what I have right now. Thank you everyone for watching. I will be doing more of these in the future of like underrated like Pokemon. So if you enjoy this, go ahead and leave a like. Leave a comment. What's your favorite underrated Mega Pokemon? Maybe some there might be one or two that I may have missed out, and that you think that they should be added into this list. Um, and this is also a very opinionated one. I'm not saying that's just straight up facts. These are just straight up opinions. So that's about it. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later.